What are
Yeah.
you listening to in the background?
The TV, why you can hear it?
No, I thought it was like country music or something wonderful.
No, it's fucking the FIFA game.
Pretty Little Liars.
Oh, that there. No, that's what they say.
What the fuck? Oh,
Yeah, whatever that fucking little Mexican.
just a heads up, we did start the podcast. I know I gave you absolutely zero warning,
There
but
you
this
go. Intro.
this this
What?
is the intro to the worst podcast ever, as you can see, not you personally, Maxwell, but I have penguins and a penguin cave and penguins walking around. Actually, they're not really walking around. They're just kind of like bathing themselves.
I'm in.
You're in. You're gonna bathe a penguin.
Bathe them.
So, Maxwell, what are we doing this podcast for? Like, what is our purpose?
Uh, just to talk about things. FIFA, hopefully. A lot of FIFA, but for this first one, probably just rag on Serpy most of the time.
Our buddy Serpy. Yeah. I feel that he didn't get a lot of sleep last night, and 100% of that is because you banned him.
And it was all my fault. I just had a vendetta against
A
him.
vendetta. Well,
This guy's got to go.
for those of you that are listening to this and don't understand what we were talking about, uh, we banned a lot of people, and by we I mean Maxwell because he's the evil one of us. um, we banned people that signed up and quit, and LG came out with a new policy where anyone who does that will not be able to join any new leagues until their ban is over, which I love. I like as the commissioner of a league that's trying to get off the ground. This is this is wonderful. Um, so it's not really our fault that they're banned, but they do take their anger out on us because we won't remove their ban for quitting.
And by us, you just mean me.
And by
Was
us,
literally getting singled out. Yes.
you really were. And the funny part about that is you and I we've been working together for way too long now. Albany season 17 and 18. And you get about 95% of the blame when things go wrong.
Yep.
You you
You
are
always
what's
get thrown on
known.
the shoulders
What
of the
did Eri
superstar.
say that you like we were the yin and the yang, and you were
Yeah.
the bad one.
You didn't
And
even know. I
and
don't even know,
that's
but
never been fair, but I roll with it, you know?
absolutely. Why not?
Like everyone generally looks at me in a positive aspect, even though half the stuff that you get blamed for, I had a big part in. Like Leafy hates you, and Leafy hates you because she thinks you were the one that waved her when it was, half and half. But you got all of the blame.
Because I pressed the button and I sent the message.
Oh, did I make you send a message?
I don't know if you made me send a message, but I sent a message. It was just like, look, no thanks.
She was pretty brutal at hockey,
At
but
the wing position. But she has more virtual Stanley Cups than the both of us combined.
she really does. Oh, this penguin just hopped out of the cave and is running around. You can't see this, but it is exciting.
Oh my God.
So we're not here necessarily to talk about Leafs, man, or your buddy Serby, but we are almost done with the first week of LGVFA, the league that you and I are co-running, along with Brad, who pops up here and there when you're not available. How do you feel? How are things going on your end?
Um, I'm hot right now. What we'll just say I'm hot.
You did
I
have
got
a good week.
I got
You scored more than one goal.
I got absolutely destroyed in the first game. I think I lost like 2-0, but it should have been like 8-0.
Wait. This is the game that you told me that you should have been up 4-0, but you lost 2-0.
I did.
Casey's a good player though. Like there's
Yeah,
no shame in losing to that guy.
no. I just got rattled after the first. It was the first half. I should have been winning, and then I just folded after that.
And then
And we were playing in the rain, and if you know me, whenever you're playing in the rain, it's over.
oh
So,
yeah, you were probably rattled, before the opening kickoff.
oh yeah, like it cuts to the game. There's rain. I'm I know I lost.
You should just push
And
push the little white button on your Xbox and restart it. From a commissioner standpoint, I've actually been pretty happy with how things have gone in the first week. I think that we're finally getting rid of a lot of, I don't know what the proper term is, the scum of the league, or the people that saw a sign up button on the front page, or we didn't even get it on the front page. We had a little link.
spammed
We
links.
spammed links, and people like spam the sign up button, and then they were never heard from again. And
Let's
I
be
don't want to,
certain. I think the league's eventually going to fold, and
sir.
we just have a dumb little league that will never make it.
Serpy is rattled. Um, we did get rid of a lot of those guys, and I could say it was like genius waiting 3 or 4 weeks, to. We did the friendly seasons, which were like 2 or 3 games. Then we had a preseason. Then we had a regular season. Um, and we weeded out a lot of guys before that, and I'm kind of glad we did it that way. we like Bradley said something like he accidentally signed up for the league.
Everybody always accidentally signs
Accident.
up for
You know
leagues.
how many?
Korea's accidentally signed up for like 8 seasons
You know how many leagues I've accidentally signed up for in my life?
that I've pressed the sign up button, clicked a position, clicked something else, filled out the boxes for my availability, the leagues I've played in, and accidentally hit another button to finally sign up.
Yeah, that
It's like he fell down a mountain with his mouse or something, just clicking buttons.
that has never happened to me. Well, anyway, we got rid of a lot of those guys, and you and I we were just talking to Frank a little bit. We've got rid of most of those guys, and we have people that are playing. And I really like the people that are still playing, even though they haven't had the greatest of weeks. We had so many people that bitched out after 1 or 2 games. Like, take notes, his first preseason game, he was down 4-0, and he's just like, fuck this league.
Yeah.
um, who else did that? Oh, I smell a taco. Name, Neymar
He's
BJ's
got
pretty good.
he's got the gamer tag built for FIFA, and he's just gonna rage out.
Ooh, taco?
Yeah, I mean,
Ah, there are just some people who really can't handle losing, and it makes me appreciate the people that did have shitty weeks. Like F5 most likely isn't going to make the playoffs, but I doubt he will ever leave or quit.
well,
Um,
no, 'cause
he'll help us out with media too, and he'll probably send me a message after this talking about how shitty this podcast was and what we could do to, not make it shitty. So, like, I do have the utmost respect for guys like F5 Penguin, Rushback. I didn't see Nubinator being as involved as he has been, and I don't know. I like having him be part of it as well. Guys that haven't been playing all that well, but can handle a loss or two.
yeah, and I mean, That's what that's what you need, obviously, because if you're gonna have uh, if you want to have a league that lasts longer than Serpy says, you need players not like Serpy. Obviously, going to take one thing and just absolutely let it ruin their lives.
Well, if you recall, Serpy didn't have time for the league and then wanted to
Now,
join.
now he just wants to hoop,
He
bruh.
just wants to
Gotta
hoop
let
with.
him hoop.
uh, yeah, yeah. Everything boils down to participation in these 1v1 type leagues. I think you and I have talked about it, that I've played in Madden leagues in the past, and I believe that you have as well, where, yeah, that's all it boils down to. I've been part of a team. I joined an NBA Live back when that was a game, an NBA Live league on the PC, and I remember losing like my first 20 games, and I don't know. I eventually won, and everyone had a good laugh about it. But like that's what the that's what the league is about. It's kind of like a way to play competitively. You're not playing online against the douchebag that is, you know, some of the guys you play in FUT with, like corner ball, or they just do the same move over and over again. Most of the people that are in our league are decent human beings, with the exception of Noobinator, obviously, and Nuge.
Absolutely. And obviously myself.
And Nuge, unsporting Swansea City.
Oh my God, don't even get me started with that guy.
Uh, take us through your big draw against against Nuge TV.
Well, he had the ball for probably the first 20 minutes of the half. And then he asked me if I wanted to see the ball, I could just ask. And upon that cocky comment, I promptly stole the ball, got a nice big Y ball, and I can't remember what team I was. But yeah, just held down that right trigger and ripped one through the net. And I'm not sure if I ever saw the ball again.
Well, you were Inter Milan. It was the preseason.
No, I don't think I was Inter Milan in that game.
Really?
That's who I am now.
Oh, no, no, no. I'm fairly sure you were Inter Milan because the score is up on the website with your like 70 with like your 20%
Oh yeah, yeah,
possession.
'cause, yeah. That was an actual preseason. Yeah, yeah.
I think this
It was
I
a
think this
preseason game.
penguin just took a piss.
Can you tell?
Um,
I'm gonna
we'll
need
have
confirmation before we can continue.
we'll have to go through the video afterwards and analyze it for sure.
Is there a zoom feature?
I don't believe so.
Um,
Shout out to explore.org for this feed that I'm probably illegally streaming right now.
hashtag blessed.
Hashtag blessed.
Oh
Penguins, they're pretty dope, I gotta say.
my
Um,
goodness. We're we're making a podcast that's basically like exactly what you and I listened to for like 5 minutes, and we're like, nope. So if anyone that's
I believe that if I came to a podcast that had penguins walking around on screen, I would stick around.
might mute the actual podcast, but at
Right.
least they're watching
Well,
watching content.
well, neither of us have a high-pitched voice.
That's true.
We're not bragging about how good we are, like our buddy Ethan.
Mm. Or Mount Forehead. Am I right?
Mount Forehead. I feel that even though production quality of this podcast is the worst that F5 will ever have seen in his life, I think that it's still a watchable podcast.
Shout out to Apple for my headset.
F5 told me that my headset is not very good. the Astro A50s. It's not good for podcasting. It's apparently very good for getting cancer when you're playing on Xbox.
Oh man, what you need to do is figure out how to get your AM radio into our podcast.
That, I mean, I could plug it in the yellow outlet, I guess. You could get the AM news, watch Penguins, and listen to me and you bullshit back and forth. I feel like that would be a good production quality for everyone in the league. I'm actually going to look at the LG VFA and see what's going on and talk about something related to that. We only have like 5 or 6 games left, which I'm pretty happy about. We have 48 each week, and I mean, yesterday was Wednesday, and by the end of the day, we had 40 done. We had 2 more played today. Probably 2 of the better teams are in the same division, and they played each other, AC Milan and Zenit. That diverse leader, I'm really surprised he lost a game like that. That's the guy I was telling you about that has won like 29
Yeah, well, I was
games or
surprised to
whatever.
see Matt and Prime his scores in the games that didn't involve me.
He's been solid.
Obviously, my thumbs are just becoming elite
He has 14 goals in 3 games.
and giving up 5.
Right, right. Well, he played Rush, and I felt bad for him because I know that he scored. I felt bad for Rush because I know that he scored like 2 90-minute goals when he was already up 6-2. Um, I personally probably wouldn't do that to somebody, but I'm not gonna harp on people that do. Rush,
Stats,
Rush
bro.
is a grown man and he can handle it. And then he also beat Psych Smoke Barbecue, who is a good player, 5-2.
Ooh, you hear that, Rush? He's a good player.
I realize now that I made it sound like Rush is terrible. And I apologize. And I'm gonna play like Rush later this season. He's gonna beat me 11-0, and I'm gonna cry.
Just gonna
He's
send you a
gonna he's
message.
gonna
Who's the
score.
good player now?
He's gonna score 4 goals in the 90th minute, and he's gonna watch every one of them.
Oh man.
Brad, our good friend, is messaging me. He's like, "If you're trying to record a video, just a heads up, you're recording a video."
Oh
Holy shit! Really?
my God. Leave it up to Brad.
So I did post the power rankings in the forums today, and I kind of tweeted. I spammed Nuge's Twitter account today with
I know
a
I woke
bunch
up
of.
around noon today to I was number 18 and I was like, yeah, LOLJK, you're number 20. Oh.
Uh, I believe, yeah, you're still 20th. So AC Milan, they beat that diverse leader guy, and that's the guy that I thought was basically going to go undefeated. So Blade, Montreal, MTL, whoever, he he's solid. Like he had a damn good week, and this program that I use has put him as the number 1 in the power rankings. Uh, Frank QC, we were just talking to him. He's also undefeated right now.
Mm.
And I feel like I'm missing somebody. I myself did go undefeated, but that's going to end very quickly next week.
BRB, Jeff, I'm going to kill myself. I didn't make Mark Savard. I didn't make his little list of top defensemen that he's played with so far. But you know who did? Nuke Freeman,
Oh dear
guy
God.
who's always in the chat box talking about wanting to play twos, like was in the CHL and
And then he bombed out in the AHL. Yeah, that's right.
yeah, that's all he did was talk shit about how good he was, and now he's in the NHL. So we'll see.
Is he playing as a defenseman or?
No, he's a forward for Washington. he got a big 2-year deal too. So they're gonna lose like 2 games in a row, and he's just gonna rage. He's one of those guys.
Yeah, I believe it.
He quit LG, I think, after they literally lost 1 game.
He would fit in well with the people that signed up at the start of our league.
I think him and Serpy are in each other's top 5 on T-Mobile.
So besides Serpy, let's talk about someone that is on your shit list.
Mine, I really don't have a shit list per se. Just who
Well, we're not really the type that
pick
obs-
people out. Like
that
I
obsessively
have,
hates somebody the way
I
that like Serpy hates us, but
yeah.
we do have people that we don't enjoy and we mock regularly in our party chats together and whatnot. So if you wanted to give a shout out to somebody or mention someone on your shit list per se, um, this would be the time to do it.
All right. Well, just because it's the only 2 names that come to mind, and give a shout out to my buddy Doms313. Fuck you wherever you're at. And then just because I feel like I'm equally as good a defenseman now as he is, Michael Nugent. You have been warned.
You believe that you are on the same level as Nuge as far as
I,
defensemen.
sh- I mean, he thinks he's this elite forward sometimes, and he likes to run his mouth, but he never beat me in a LGIHL game, and yet
That's
they still let this guy go to
you,
Vancouver
you
talk about
realize that
the
you do
ASHL.
sound
He's
like Willard right now. Do you remember the LGIHL?
That's cool, but he was playing with some damn good players. So was I, but we were the Frozen Four
The Frozen
was pretty much laced with a bunch of like AHL guys that just got bored. It was well ran by my boy Tranny, and
Johnny's a good
for
guy.
some reason I decided to go into management for that little 4 weeks or whatever it was with Crass, who informed me every day that he got Nuge suspended like another game for something else.
He he is a terrible person. Like I wonder if this transfers to real life where he's just like a piece of shit at work that is always trying to get his coworkers written off
I put
so that he can get a promotion or something.
well, like back when I can't remember if it was like right after the merger with the VHL or not, but like people were putting faggot and stuff like that in the chat box, and he was he was big for getting people suspended and banned for using the word faggot in a chat box. If I can't use it at work, you can't use it here. Yeah,
That makes me think that he has previous experience, like that he called his coworker a faggot or something,
yeah.
and got suspended for it, and he probably threw a fit and went to upper management. What do you mean I can't call him that?
Speaking of Crass, though, I was looking. We were looking for a left wing yesterday for club, and I put it in the chat box, and he was like, "Maxwell, I'll play," and he even sent me a little private message on his site, and I was simply responded, "LOL."
uh, we're not big fans of it.
No, so I guess we'll make it a list of 3.
A list of three. I Nugent, Crass,
Doms.
and Doms. What? That's a pretty
That's a
elite
party I
group.
would never want to be in.
I'm gonna go off the wall for my shit list. I'm gonna list three people. Two of them are gonna be on my shit list, and one of them will be a shout out. Um, First, I'll be nice from the start, and I want to give a shout out to all of my QC friends. And I feel that I feel that talking to Frank there, Maxwell,
Oh
that we
man,
bridged the gap between English and French
I
people.
really did. When they established that they too hate the French, I was a fan.
Um, we have a lot of them in our league. We have Joffrey, we have Frank, we have King Kane, King Neymar. We have.
I don't mind the French, but when Sturpey told me he was black, he had to go.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, F5, can we talk about that? Like, can we get sanctioned?
We get sanctioned. Uh,
LG.
Sean
Yeah. Oh my
B4W5
God.
is
Oh, wait, what? Who is that?
he's the guy that took over Atletico Madrid, and he is Tino's nephew.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Sean,
Oh no, Sean 1226 now.
aka Savard Dick Rider 1226 or 1126.
Slurpee.
Slurpee. Oh my God.
um, and Tino was telling me that Sean plays. He's like on the training camp for the Montreal Impact or the Youth Academy or something. So he actually knows how to. Where you and I mispronounce all of the teams and all the players. Like this guy actually knows his stuff. So yeah, that's my shout out to all of the QCs in our league. You're welcome here, and Maxwell approves, which is
I
hard
do.
to do. A shit list. Two people that really don't have anything to do with the LGVFA, but I was just thinking about it when I was thinking of what we could talk about on this podcast. The first one goes out to your former buddy, and that is Made of Two Faces, who used to make fun of you for. He made fun of
Lagging
you.
it.
He made fun of you for quitting as a bog and quitting the team, and then he quit his own team. He's one of those people that says
Made of two faces.
he says like such stupid shit that you wonder if he's just trying to piss everyone off and he's really a genius or if he's really that dumb.
Oh man.
Like I don't want to waste my time getting overly upset about some of the shit that he says, but there is some incredibly stupid stuff that he was posting in the LGFA forum. And then, we get halfway through the season and he's nowhere to be found. He was talking about the Avengers and how LGFA was going to be avenged by Whole City. And now he's on the training camp. And
He's avenging the training camp.
I guess. And the other goes out to our big buddy, Laban.
Cinnabon Bon.
Is that what his gamer tag is
Probably the
at
first
now?
game. I don't know.
Cinnabon?
I think it was the last time I saw it. Yeah. I don't know what it is now.
I will say that he
For a
was.
guy that never has time, he changes his gamer tag the most. Like there's guys that say they don't have time and then they end up having time, but for a guy that like never has time and somehow always manages to find time, he's probably spent $100 on name changes.
And that's not really the part that bugs me. The part that bugs
I
is
love
like all of the shit that we had to deal with on Albany of like getting spam text messages about like
during the
everyone was
game.
everyone's terrible.
I played perfect. I let in 2 goals. No, let me tell you what perfect is.
And then his career after that, we were able to I mean, he was a damn good goalie, and I'll give him that, but his attitude
Easily the worst.
was the worst. When I talked to Nuge about how I wish that a meteorite would hit Boston, it's because I imagine that Boston is filled with all types of people like Nuge and Labat.
Yeah.
And I imagine Dobbs, even though we know that he's not actually from there. And when I think of the three of those, I like a city
Smile. Yeah,
full.
you just close your eyes.
I just imagine the impact. No. Oh God, this turned dark.
Hopefully there's still penguins doing some awesome shit.
Yeah, like three of them were just, I don't know if they were play fighting, but they're just like ramming their beaks into each other for a while there.
Someone was talking shit, man.
Um, so Laban is my last person on my shit list, mainly because of the shit that he was pulling in the LGFA last year. Like he was an AGM with Tino, and then Tino, like, he had a kid, and he kind of underestimated how much time the kid would take up, and so he was gonna leave. And then Laban goes, "Oh, I don't have time for this. I just don't have time for this." And within like 3 days, he was back in the league, and then another 3 days later, he was management on like some other team, and he is the master of the "I don't have time, but I really have a lot of time."
Really, I got nothing but time.
Oh, this feed's getting weird. It's like black and white now.
It's probably because I just started watching it. I was watching a West African watering hole, but that didn't have a lot of action.
It might be like a night vision camera. I mean, it is nighttime. Either way, you could see
Oh,
patterns.
I'm totally going to the kitten rescue cam.
Kitten rescue. Is that on the explore.org
Yeah.
website?
Oh my God, they're just kittens everywhere.
Hold on. Where is this? You need to link this to me.
It was like there's a bunch of pictures at the bottom.
I don't see pictures at the bottom.
Oh, on my screen, well, I say there's kittens everywhere. Now there's two cats.
And what's the website?
I'm linking you now. Cats.
Kitten rescue cam. Oh yeah. This could be like we could have a different stream for every one of our terrible podcasts.
Oh my God.
So for the last 15 minutes or whatever, you were
Oh
going to be
yeah.
treated to these kittens who are snuggling up right now in that
Oh,
front
just gonna sit on them. Sit, have a sit.
We are enjoying this way too much.
Look at that thing behind him though, to the left. Like, what the hell is that?
The
It's
little
got
like
eyes.
shark or whatever.
It's got eyes. It's kind of weird.
Oh,
Uh,
I like this though. So back to LGVFA.
oh my God.
Hold on.
Hold on. Cat's still going at it.
Well, I gotta make this full screen, obviously. Um, yeah, I guess there isn't really much else for us to talk about LGVFA wise. Is there anything you want to mention before signing off?
Uh, this week, no. Hopefully next week we can have more information to talk about, kind of stats wise, have a little more actual content. I know we didn't really want to have a set uh, kind of thing to a guideline.
Yeah,
There's
I think
to
that's kind
talk.
of boring. Like if we were to get on here and say,
No, I'm not. We're gonna not just like read off stats, but I mean, you can
Fishy Burned
you can
had
just
one win,
yeah, you can just
two draws. He had 14 goals for.
yeah. But I mean, there'll be more because obviously you don't want to talk about someone being good. Maybe they went 2-1 and they played guys like me and
Right,
played
right.
good teams and stuff like that. So as we move on, there'll be more like actual LGFA content. I know that's what kind of wanted to. Well, I think that's what we wanted to kind of angle this towards, mixed with a whole lot of randomness.
Right, right. Um, another another person that we should mention is English Chap. I know you were kind of surprised when I was talking to you yesterday about it. Ahern uh, didn't have time for the league or whatever, and we removed him.
Who does?
And within 24 hours, English Chap like was given his team and played all three of his games, and I don't and he's active in the forums, and he was talking about how we should get transfers going, and I don't know. Definitely, those type of players are the type of players that we want in our league. Even he didn't have a whole lot of success, but if you're playing, we're pretty happy with you.
Yeah.
Uh, if you were to make a completely uneducated guess for who is going to win it all, we can look back on this, April or May when we're done with the playoffs. Um, who is your guy?
Hmm. If he actually shoots every once in a while instead of trying to make just like elite goals that he can Xbox record that. Which my Xbox literally just recorded something. But I think Nuge TV could be the guy.
Nuge
He,
is
he
very,
gets
very
into
good.
he gets into the attacking third, and then he just loses his fucking mind.
Well, I think that his cockiness also
Might be his demise.
plays into that. When I play him, he's very good at the game, and I can see him up there. But if I were going to make a pick, it's going to be Maestro. He has a four-star team, Olympique Lyon. They were one of the teams that I was interested in getting, but I had a better pick. He went 2-0-1 this week. He only scored 3 goals, but I think that's going to change. And like I said, this is completely uneducated,
Yeah.
and he may end up like not even being in the gold division.
Just quits the league.
He may like get pissed off at. Here's a fun fact for you: Neymar has made 2 people quit the league. Neymar has he made take notes quit in the middle of a game and then quit the league. And then I smell a taco. He beat up on him pretty good, and then Taco quit the league as well.
What a bully, man.
So for those of you that are facing Neymar in week 2, I feel like we should watch out for them and probably some replacement owners. So if there's nothing else that you want to sign off with, this has been fun. We ended up with about an hour worth of penguins and cat videos and rambling about how much Serpy
Almost.
hates us.
Gee.
I believe that we talked about a meteor hitting Boston as well.
I think that was in there.
Uh, so yeah. Uh,
Good
un-
times.
until next time, this has been the worst podcast ever, and I appreciate everyone that isn't watching this. How do I make this stop now?